I was in the gym last week for a clinic, and there were 8 baskets, and multiple coaches, probably 10 or 12 coaches, and so coaches grabbed a basket and started with players. And as I looked around, almost every coach was doing one of two things. So we were either doing regular pregame layup drill, or we were doing form shooting, where there was one player shooting with a line of players behind that player. No movement, no extra balls, just one person shooting, 4 or 5 players behind that person, one ball per basket. On the other baskets, we were just doing pregame, layup drills. So, 45-degree angle to the basket, 3/4 speed, outside hand layup, repeat, repeat, repeat. So one of the things that we often talk about with players is getting outside of their comfort zone. And expanding their skill, trying new things, risking mistakes. All of these instructions and advice that we give players. But when I watch coaches, one, it doesn't seem like the coaches are getting outside of their own comfort zone. They're doing the same set drills. I tend to do the same basic drills as well. So I think, coaches of all levels, we get used to having, kind of a set plan, and it works. It works well enough, at least. And so we get comfortable with that, and we don't really reach outside our comfort zone. Then the second part of it is, if we're doing the same drills, especially if we're doing something, like a pregame layup drill, working on only an outside hand, inside foot layup, no defense, no speed requirement, etc. How are we getting players to move outside their comfort zone? What are we doing to create the constraints that are going to force them to try something new? So if simple verbal instructions of, hey, try something new don't work, well, how can we create a different drill, or add something to the drill, or subtract something from the drill that forces players to do something different, to expand their repertoire of skills, to expand their execution of one skill, to incorporate multiple skills. And this is how we can use task constraints. So, maybe we limit players to one dribble. Maybe there's a defensive player there, just even as a roadblock. So the offensive player has to make a move one side or the other. Maybe we start from different angles instead of always going from the same spot. Why not work, tight to the basket, going straight down the middle? What about doing layups where you start on the right side but you finish on the left side? All of these different types of instructions or task manipulations can force players outside of their comfort zone without really having to add too much or change the drill in too many ways. And that allows the drill to be simplified for players who aren't as good, or you can add more complexity or more difficulty for those players that are better. So you can do the same drill and just add something or subtract something for the players who are slightly better or slightly worse than the average. And so that allows everybody on the team to be doing the same thing, but maybe the better players are working on doing the same thing but have to do it in fewer dribbles. Maybe the lesser players on a layup drill are working on, they're having to stop on 2 feet and shoot off 2 feet and get that layup down, which is an easier layup, get that layup before they expand to different shots. But I think, as coaches, one, we need to get outside our comfort zones and expand our knowledge base and our willingness to try new things. And then I think also for players, if we want them to expand and get outside their comfort zones, we need to manipulate the tasks and manipulate the constraints that kind of push them outside their comfort zone, that give them that initial little push or first little impetus to do something different that takes away whatever their comfort zone is.